How come you never drink alcohol? Because you said you're Muslim.
Yeah,
But you smoked weed and you've had sex. So it's like you pick and choose what rules to follow.
you're right. You got me there. I got nothing to say.
How come you never drink alcohol? Because you said you're Muslim.
Yeah.
But you smoked weed and you've had sex. So
All
it's
right,
like
shalom, shalom. All right, gonna give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh Shemi Yahshua Bashim Kodash, that want us to the elders and apostles. Yeah, just real quick. How do you get cut by a whole lot, man? You know, a famous, well-known one is a better question, but that's because that religion does have holes in it and is hypocritical, man. All right, they try to follow the five laws of not five laws, but the five books of Moses. All right, and it's things that they do that are just going the hell off. All right, one, having sex so called before marriage isn't wicked. That really is marriage. And existing in Babylon, you know, these women are whores. It doesn't mean you just have sex and you don't take care of responsibility, but that's what you have here. You know, and as well as drinking. You know, we can drink, but we are not to be alcoholics. We have to control ourselves. We have to handle duties, things like that. Smoking. The only thing we can smoke is burning incense. You don't smoke it and put anything to your lips. There's no smoking because it's going off. You're gonna like. There's no inhalation. There's no type of inhibitor that the Lord created for it to be good for your body. So we know that that's anything that goes in as far as smoke inhalation that's killing your whole system off. But understand or believe that. Thing is that they what do they say that they can't handle any mind altering substances. That's the reason why they don't drink, but they smoke weed. Yeah, nah, it's purely hypocritical. And another reason is because they eat shellfish, catfish, they do other things. The Lord is just not solely dealing with it or with them. You know, any type of Arab man, you know, Ishmael, Elam, the Lord's not dealing with y'all on that level. Even though you're a Hebrew Elamites, you're a Hebrew Ishmaelites, but you're not Hebrew Israelites. So this is Romans chapter 9, verse 6. It says, not as though the word of the Most High have taken none effect, for they are not all Israel which are of Israel. All right, because you have a couple nations that have came out of some of our lineage, but they're not Israelites. All right, they're not of the chosen seed, and especially being our number one enemy, Esau Edom. You know, he came out of Isaac himself, you know, aside from Abraham and Isaac, but he didn't come out of Jacob. And that's where it extends. Neither because they are the seed of Abraham are they all children, but in Isaac shall thy seed be called. All right. The Lord is not dealing with the heathen. He's only dealing with Israel. And Israel has been scattered among the heathen. The heathen aren't going to understand, even to a degree like that, until we are ruling over them in our kingdom. So like it. Yeah, this is Isaac. Galatians 4:22. It says, for it is written that Abraham had two sons, the one by a bondmaid, the other by a free woman. But he who was of the bondwoman was born after the flesh. So yeah, Ishmael, and where that religion primarily extends, you know, even though I believe dude was a Elamite, you know, because they're a little bit softer, but it's, you know, it's the same thing, man. All right, because that's where that religion really comes from, you know, or really extends to, you know, to get them out of the Holy Land, formed with you know, the whole Roman Catholicism. during that time, it was directed towards those Ishmaelites. All right, and making them feel like they were somebodies when they were not. It says, but he of the free woman was by the promise, which things are an allegory. For these are the two covenants, the one from the Mount Sinai, which genereth to bondage, which is Agar. But for this is Agar, or Hagar, it's Mount Sinai in Arabia, and answereth to Jerusalem, which is now is, and is in bondage with her children. But Jerusalem, which is above, is free, which is the mother of us all. All right. So, the breakdown that Paul was giving is that also, with with that with that, it was, never meant to be extended forever. But Israel has a covenant with the Lord forever. All right. Although Paul started to gravitate into something else, the whole breakdown is that the Lord is still solely only dealing with Israel. He's not dealing with that. First off, he's not dealing with a religion either way. He's dealing with the customs that he handed down to us. All right. Which when we went off, he took them away from us. But now have they returned through the spirit of Yahweh Shai when he died 2,000 years ago for us to be able to return and practice these things that we do. All right. That's why we say this thing of ours, but this is a thing that is not of ourselves. We wouldn't be able to do anything if it wasn't for Yahweh Shai sending his son to come and solidify things through blood. All right. Which he didn't die for any other nation. And they try to call our Savior Isa in their religion, Esau, which is going the hell off. And they're going to pay for these things. But that was pretty much it. All right. Even a broken clock is right once or twice in a day, So, point being is, we're going to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh Shai Shalom.